Welcome to the KASAT TOOWAY installation video. This video is for use by certified TOOWAY professional installers only. Any private individual must contact their distributor for installation advice. You must respect all local health and safety regulations pertaining to satellite antenna installation. EUTELSAT does not accept any responsibility for any harm or damage resulting from installing a TOOWAY antenna. The TOOWAY Installer Portal offers certified installers multimedia support, documentation, and links to all our mobile apps and internet tools. You will find all official documents in 8 languages available. The video section allows you to view and download all the TOOWAY installation videos. Visit our official YouTube site where you can see all our videos for all the TOOWAY antennas in 8 languages. You can find the download links for all our smartphone apps on the EUTELSAT mobile app section of the portal. KASAT Finder is an essential online tool to determine both your line of sight angle and modem configuration. It is available for all computers and mobile phones with an offline version as well. First, verify that the contents of your TOOWAY kit are complete. Please find the list on the instructions page. The old Tria is now replaced by the new, improved eTria on the right. You must use the specific eTria support when fitting the new eTria to all antennas. The modem with Ethernet cable. mast must be 50 to 51 millimeters in diameter. A mast of 47 to 49 millimeters will not work. The mast should be secured with at least 4 M8 raw bolts or 4 M8 bolts with plastic sleeves, depending on the type of raw. Weight loading for non-penetrating mounts should be according to local conditions. This is the mast delivered with the antenna. This table defines the wind loading limits. To allow TOOWAY to communicate with the satellite, you must have 2 parameters to point the antenna and the spot color to program the modem. The azimuth angle is in reference to north and corresponds to movement right and left of the antenna. The elevation angle is in reference to the ground and corresponds to up and down movement. To identify the azimuth, elevation and spot color that corresponds to your location, you must go to finder.tooway-install.com. On this website, you are able to identify your location via 3 methods. First, using the map. The website then calculates the elevation and azimuth angles and your spot color. This color configures the circular polarization. You can also use the GPS coordinates to calculate the angles and spot color configuration. Finally, you can also use the installation address as well. You can then go to satellite view and zoom in. The arrow shows the line of sight angle. You can discuss with the client the antenna position before you arrive. KASAT Finder is also available on smartphones. The application includes a new pointing function, showing the exact line of sight. Now you have your parameters for your line of sight, you can start choosing your installation position. With your compass, identify the azimuth angle that your antenna must face. You must have a clear line of sight to the satellite position with no obstacles such as buildings or trees. A person should be prevented from getting to within a distance equal to the diameter of the antenna. You should also have approximately a 10-degree margin between your line of sight angle and any obstructions. The final criteria for choosing a good installation position is the cable distance between the modem and the antenna. The maximum distance is 50 meters, but can be longer depending on the type of cable. When cabling the antenna, leave a service loop of about 70 centimeters to enable the replacement of connectors. At the point of entry to the building, put in a drip loop. When drilling the hole in the exterior wall, drill down at a slight angle to prevent water penetration. For exterior connectors, always use compression connectors if possible. Normally the installation would be on a wall, but to facilitate the filming, we have installed the system on the ground. First, get your line of sight parameters from the smartphone app KASAT Finder. Here it shows your antenna elevation angle, the azimuth direction in degrees, and the spot color for your modem. Check the elevation locking nuts are loose. Check your elevation is correct with the inclinometer. In this case, it is 33.6 degrees. Check your azimuth angle with a compass. To use the KASAT pointer app, you must first have a Wi-Fi connection between your smartphone and your modem. You must also connect the modem to the eTria via the coaxial cable. First, connect a Wi-Fi router to your satellite modem. In this case, we are using our dedicated TP-Link mini router. Connect the RG45 cable between the modem and the router. And then, connect the USB cable to the modem to supply power to the router. To connect your smartphone to the mini router, turn on your Wi-Fi in your settings and select the TP-Link network, which should appear automatically. Check the line of sight with the pointing function in your KASAT Finder app. Open the KASAT Pointer app and start the installation. The modem is now in installation mode, searching for the correct signal. To search for the satellite, move the antenna from left to right until you find a signal on the SNR meter. Once you have found the satellite, lock off the 6 canister bolts on your mast as tight as possible for a secure installation. Check the 4 azimuth locking nuts are loose. Now you must use the azimuth fine pointing mechanism to point the antenna in azimuth. Turn it in one direction until you see the signal drop, and then reverse the direction and return to the maximum indicated on the peak SNR. Now you must lock off the azimuth locking nuts as tight as possible. To finish the pointing, you must now adjust the elevation in one direction until the signal drops, and then returning in the other direction until you reach the SNR max level. Now you tighten off the elevation locking nuts as tight as possible. To test the pointing, gently push and pull on the top of the antenna and see if it returns to the SNR max level. Then, push and pull on the sides of the antenna, and again it should return to the SNR max level if it is pointed correctly. Once you have finished with the antenna, press the button Finish Installation. You are now directed to the modem status screen, which shows all the steps of the modem synchronization with the TOOWAY network. This may take several minutes. Press the activation button and you are directed to the activation screen. Enter your activation code given to you by your distributor. And press Activate your terminal. Once your terminal is activated, you must press the OK button to reboot the modem. Now you can send a unique installation report with photos to your distributor. After this, your terminal is connected to the internet. Here is an example of an installation report sent via email to your distributor. Power up the modem by plugging in the power lead. After modem boot up has finished, plug in the Ethernet cable and then your PC to the modem. For Windows 7, click on Start. Click on Control Panel. Click on View Network Status. Click on Change Adapter Settings. Right-click on Local Area Connection. Click on Properties. Click on IPv6 to deflag it. Click on IPv4 and then click on Properties. Check Obtain IP address automatically is highlighted. Click OK and close. Now you need to configure Internet settings. Click on Start. Click on Control Panel. Click on Network and Internet. Click on Internet Options. Click on Connections. Check Never Dial a Connection is selected and press OK. Type in the address 192.168.100.1 in the URL window and then press Enter. You are now in the modem user interface on the home page. You can enter the modem page with details of the modem. If the cable resistance is 3 ohms or more, you must change your cable to a better quality. And the Tria page with details of the Tria. To configure the modem for installation, enter the address 192.168.100.1/install. Now you highlight the spot color indicated by the KASAT finder and press on the arrow on the right-hand side. You now enter a new screen for antenna pointing. Check that your elevation is correct with the inclinometer. In this case, it is 33.6 degrees. Check your azimuth angle with a compass. Now we're going to find the satellite. This is the heartbeat tone. You should turn the antenna until you hear the ambulance tone. You then hear the locking tone. Lock off the 6 canister bolts as tight as possible while still hearing the locking tone. Now, reset the modem SNR meter. You do this by placing your hand over the feed horn for 7 heartbeats. You hear the ambulance tone again. Check the azimuth locking nuts are loose. Start fine pointing the azimuth by turning in one direction. When you hear the tone drop, change direction. The continuous tone at this point does not indicate maximum signal level. You must hear the tone drop a second time. When you hear it drop a second time, change direction. Now you make very small movements. Slowly, very slowly. until you hear the continuous tone. Lock off the azimuth locking nuts as tight as possible. Now you must reset the modem again, waiting for 7 heartbeats. The ambulance tone, then the lock tone. Check the elevation locking nuts are loose. Start fine pointing the elevation by turning in one direction. Hear the tone drop and then change your direction. The continuous tone here does not indicate maximum signal level. You must hear the tone drop a second time, and then change direction. Now you make very small movements, slowly, very slowly, until you hear the continuous tone. Lock off the elevation locking nuts as tight as possible. To test the pointing, gently push and pull on the top of the antenna to see if it returns to the continuous tone. Then push and pull on the sides of the antenna, and again it should return to the continuous tone if it is pointed correctly. Once the pointing test is finished, you see a third box with a tick. Once you have a tick, you can click on the arrow on the right-hand side. The first stage is receive synchronization with the network. The modem then ranges and synchronizes its transmission and enters the network. Then it receives DHCP and network information. Finally, when the LAN LED is blinking, it is on the last stage of synchronization. When all 4 LEDs are on, the modem is ready for activation. Whatever internet page you enter, you should now go to the activation page. Please record the RF parameters for the installation report. Enter your activation code given to you by your distributor. The modem activation should be finished after reboot. The antenna will receive a large number of Ku-band television satellites. There are a number of multi-feed supports available. 5 degrees west, position for FranceSat TNT via satellite for France. 16 degrees east. 19 degrees east.